was living in financial rock bottom from 2007 to 2012, with my credit score hitting an all-time low of 340 after my divorce in 2008. Prior to my divorce, I had a credit score of 800. At my time of living in rock bottom, my full-time job paid a salary of $42,000 a year. However, I was maintaining a mortgage for 2 households in Atlanta to include utilities and paying household bills in Raleigh, North Carolina. Rent, lights, car note, 2 credit card bills, and my child was in high school at the time. I also was paying car insurance, cell phone bill, overdraft fees for my bank account, in debt from borrowing payday advances. Basically, I was borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. It got so bad financially, I started pawning my class ring at the pawn shop to make money, but I would always return in time to get it out of hook. Over time, my car note got 5 months in the arrears, and my cell phone got cut off for non-payment. I was basically drowning in a sea of debt from 2007 to 2012. As I continued the madness, I could not eat, sleep, or think. I was operating in survival mode. My paycheck at the time was $1,100 every 2 weeks, bring home. My overdraft fees from SunTrust at the time was $535 every 2 weeks, and payday advance was $1,000 plus every 2 weeks. I decided to open up a second checking account with Wells Fargo for the sole purpose of obtaining additional money that I did not have by overdrafting my checking account by another $500. The fees for Wells Fargo was an additional $535 every 2 weeks. I had created a vicious cycle of adding debt on top of debt for 5 long years. Because I was so deep in debt, I could not see how deep in debt I was at the time. My thinking had become impaired and distorted in terms of how to get out of debt and pay my bills. In my mind, I had everything in control. I told myself, well, I was managing to pay my bills, but in reality, I was not. All I was doing at the time was creating financial destruction and mountains of continuous debt. I remember I got paid, and once the banks took their money, the overdraft fees from SunTrust and Wells Fargo, I was left with only $5 to my name, with no bills paid at the time, and with no idea on how I was going to pay the bills. When that happened, I finally reached my breaking point after 5 years of living in financial destruction. My turning point to change was set in motion. Chapter 2. My turning point. My turning point started after I got off work late on a Friday in 2012. I made it home around 12 midnight, exhausted as usual. Prior to pulling in my driveway, I stopped for gas at a nearby gas station, which was in walking distance from my apartment. Once I made it home, I collapsed on my bed and fell into a deep sleep. I attempted to wake up but could not. It was like a ton of bricks knocked me back onto the bed into a deeper sleep. As I lay in my bed, I heard God's voice speaking to me, telling me to let it go and be still and reconnect to Him, to be guided by my faith in God. I heard God's voice say to me to let go of the mortgage in Atlanta, which was $1,200 per month, to let go of the 3 defaulted credit cards, which was a total of $900 per month, to stop deliberately overdrafting on my SunTrust and Wells Fargo bank accounts, a total of $2,400 per month, and to stop borrowing from the payday advances, aka modern-day loan shark, a total of $2,600 per month. I heard God say all those words to me as I lay in my bed sleeping, wondering why I could not wake up. At the time of my financial destruction, the total of my debt equaled to $8,420 plus per month. My bills also included car insurance of $300 per month, car note of $378 per month, not including the $1,890 in the arrears on the car note, internet bill, and light and water bills for residents in Atlanta and North Carolina. My bring home pay for my job at the time was $2,200 per month. So I was upside down each month by $6,220 plus. I placed my $240 per month school loan in deferment versus allowing my school loan to go into default. I simply had no way of paying the monthly school loan bill. In my deep sleep, God said to me to let go of the madness and have faith in Him. God said to me, I will guide you toward the path of restoring your life and establishing financial freedom. As I struggled to wake up, I simultaneously heard God speak to me in my sleep, telling me to let go of the financial madness and have faith in Him. I remember telling God in my sleep, but if I do all these things you are asking me to do, my already bad credit score will become worse. I told God I will be trapped for 7 long years with a horrible credit rating if I let my home in Atlanta go into foreclosure. I asked God, how will I pay my bills if I don't continue to borrow from the payday advances and continue to overdraft from both of my bank accounts? In my sleep, I attempted to bargain with God, and I remember hearing a loud voice saying, where is your faith? Where is your faith in me? My spiritual battle with God would last until Sunday morning. I was later awakened by hearing a loud knock on my door. When I got out of my bed to answer the door, to my surprise, it was a